Reddit is one of the most visited places on the entire web. It's been essential in online discourse and is the self-proclaimed front page of the internet. It is also one of the most reviled places with one of the most despised user bases and mod team. I mean, calling somebody a Redditor at this point is just an insult. But all this might be gone shortly as it seems. Reddit has been self-imploding, and while it hasn't hit Twitch levels, it's certainly not on the right path. From corruption behind the scenes, mods blacking out thousands of subreddits following company decisions, and an admin team who doesn't seem to care about anything but making money. Now, for those in the know, Reddit users have always had a bad reputation, even if you go back like 10 years. Just not what you might think nowadays. Back in the day, it was edgy neckbeards who used Reddit. These were the types to complain about The Big Bang Theory was nerd blackface. Now it's full of sanitized, same-speak circle jerkers who will go above and beyond to show that they're a good person by getting validation from strangers on the internet. What both of these groups of people have in common is that they are terminally online. They have no beliefs of their own, they just follow whatever's trending at that exact moment. It's actually kind of two sides of the same coin here. You see, Reddit is an echo chamber by default through its karma and upvoting system. The idea that good quality things will be upvoted, whereas bad quality things will be downvoted, works on paper, but all it does is create a circle jerk of people who want to hoard as much karma and Reddit points as possible. So they say the most agreeable shit to get upvoted. People are so scared of downvotes that they'll start comments with, "I know I'm gonna be downvoted," then say something like, "Water is good for you." Now, if you're a rebel and say, "I don't care about downvotes because I'm gonna do what I want," guess what? Some Reddits have a minimum karma requirement. So if you don't get enough upvotes, you literally can't post there. Okay, so let's say you're a good boy, you get your upvotes, and then you choose to rebel a bit. Well, that still won't save you from being banned for literally no reason at all, even if you've done nothing wrong. Because no matter what you do or say, at the end of the day, the mods get their way. I believe that Reddit users have the second worst reputation on the internet, only to be surpassed by Reddit mods, who actually have the worst reputation on the internet. Literally, my first video to pop off on this channel was just me complaining about Reddit mods. And geez, I've learned a lot since then. I actually got in contact with a former Reddit power mod to shed light on behind the scenes stuff going on at Reddit. And the results probably won't shock you. See, Reddit mods never really get respect from anybody, and they've never gotten it even in the early days of Reddit. There are good mods who just want to improve communities that they've been a part of from the onset, but unfortunately, the majority of them deserve the reputation they have. I say the words Reddit and mod in the same sentence, and your brain probably comes up with an image like this. Now, the most hated Reddit mods seem to be on all the mainstream subreddits, anything you'd find on the front page or that's suggested to you when you make an account. A good example of this is Awkward the Turtle, who's been discussed on this channel before. He's a power mod that moderates thousands of subreddits and is also one of the most insufferable users on the website, responsible for the destruction of many a good subreddits. But he's not the only one like this. There is a quote-unquote elite group of moderators who are given powers over tons of massive subreddits. These are people who spend all day moderating. Do you ever wonder why most big subreddits feel the same, or why small subreddits that get big just end up becoming like the big subreddits? Same overused jokes, same attitude towards things, same feeling of sanitized nothingness. It's because they're all moderated by the same people. Even smaller subreddits that get big tend to get ruined because they'll bring in these power mods who inevitably just ruin it, because most of these moderators on small subreddits actually have lives. Or these mods will hook up their other mod friends with positions on these new up-and-coming subs, and in the process ruin them. But there's still some questions I had about these people. The first one is, how the fuck do they have time to police all this shit on the internet? I mean, most people who work normal jobs can't just be on Reddit all day. But the answer is really just, that's literally all they do. A lot of power mods don't have lives outside of Reddit. They're a stay-at-home husband or wife, they're living off disability and getting money from that. And yes, some of them don't have an excuse, they're just unemployed and lazy, and that's all they do is moderate Reddit all day. And in the best case scenario, they have very passive jobs that they can just be on Reddit all day. It really is as sad as it sounds. But you're thinking, if you have all this free time, why do something you're not getting paid for? And as weird as it sounds, Do you get paid for doing things you find fun? Probably not. But first, a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Temu. Temu is an online marketplace that has quickly become one of the fastest growing in its category. It is the #1 free app on the App Store right now, which you can download with my link below. You can buy high quality items like this Stewie Griffin AirPod case, or maybe this t-shirt for a reasonable price. Maybe you want something practical like this phone case too. You can even use the discount to get this Nintendo Switch for only $254 instead of the normal $355 retail price. If you download the Temu app using my link in the description, you can get up to $200 in Temu coupons or extra discounts. Also, these are not limited to new users. If you already have the app, you can use it too. I mean, imagine if you weren't able to get this for this price. The way you or I exercise, play video games, watch TV, read books, whatever, is the way these people moderate Reddit, as sad as it is. They love the power of it. They love being able to ban somebody for making fun of them. I mean, why else would you work for free? And because it's such a corrupt system, they'll face no repercussions from their fellow moderator buddies, which is also what was mentioned to me. Part of it is a social thing. Because these people are home all day, Reddit mods end up hanging out with other Reddit mods and discuss moderating, I guess. And Reddit loves these people. They need these people because they literally do their job for free. I know it's a meme. Oh, they do it for free. But no, they literally do it for free. So there's no incentive to get rid of them, especially when Reddit is trying to attract more advertisers and grow as a company. Reddit is rumored to be going public as a company by the end of 2023, so it's a symbiotic relationship. Reddit gives the mods a green light to ban whatever they want with no explanation, thus keeping controversy off their platform, and the mods get to live out their power fantasy by doing so. But it seems lately Reddit has been making these mods unhappy, which despite how much I make fun of Reddit mods and I know people just can't stand them, this is not a good decision by Reddit. Or is it? Reddit recently had a blackout due to changes made by the higher ups. To keep it short, they wanted to charge third-party apps ridiculous amounts of money to use their API. So much money that none of these apps could afford it, thus making them go bankrupt.
I declare
in layman terms, you couldn't get on Reddit through these apps without paying Reddit a ridiculous amount of money. Like the estimates going around are around $20 million a year. Without the API, these apps don't exist. But the amount was so high, it was basically Reddit saying, you can still technically exist, but you have to pay us so much money that you'll have none left to exist, if you have the money in the first place. A lot of these apps were used by mods to, well, help them mod. Many people saw this as a greedy move by Reddit.
I like money.
Mods of thousands of subreddits went private for 48 hours, which really shook things up. It even crashed Reddit for a bit. And after ruining the user experience for most people who had no idea what was going on, I mean, how am I supposed to get up in the morning, have my coffee, and not look at r/funny? Are you seeing the quality of the posts on screen right now? Now, it isn't the first time this has happened. In fact, there was a controversy with an employee Reddit hired who was an ex-mod and UK politician, Amy Chandler, who goes by Amy Knight now, but to make it less confusing, we'll go by her name at the time, and you'll see why in a minute. Basically, she was a politician in the UK who was hired onto the Reddit admin team. So some Redditors did a background check on her and they found some pretty fucking disgusting things about her father, who was charged with this. Amy then went on to nominate him as her election agent after all this had happened. To make it even worse, her husband literally admitted to having EDP-esque fantasies, which I'm not gonna go into, but you can look it up, and it's sick shit. This is the person Reddit hired. But the twist is, to protect this person, Reddit banned literally anybody talking about her under the guise of harassment. In fact, it got so bad that Reddit banned people for literally mentioning her name in a comment. So if you just commented Amy Chandler on a post, your comment would be removed and you might even be banned. In response to this, mods made subreddits go private and protest, and it actually worked. Reddit fixed their mistake and all was right.
We are deeply sorry.
They let go of Amy and released this kind of half-assed apology, but whatever, we're here now. But this most recent blackout is different because it's not done by accident or to protect somebody. It's done for money. Reddit wants to shut down these third-party apps to make more money, which maybe if the blackout was indefinite, Reddit would consider reversing course, but I doubt they'll do it, especially because most people will forget about this in like a week from now when most of the subreddits are up and running like nothing happened, unless they black out again. I mean, how many people still mention the Amy Chandler thing? Not a lot. I know Reddit mods can be pathetic, but man, I'm not sure how long Reddit can keep pissing them off. They literally have free voluntary labor and are managing to ruin it. All they have to do is let these people go on their power trips in peace. It doesn't look good for a company about to go public to have multiple day blackouts due to user protest. But it seems Reddit has taken the business over practicality model. This is when you have people who have no idea how a business works, but they're brought in to just make the company money, doing that from a traditional business standpoint. Or people who work there are told what to do by said people who are brought in, regardless of their experience or judgment. If you want to see how well this works, just look at FaZe Clan and Twitch. Both of those things are in the fucking shitter. So if this continues, we may have a Reddit exodus. If Reddit keeps fucking up, the users might leave. Now, for all those who are cheering the downfall of Reddit, be careful what you wish for. Yes, it would be very funny if people left Reddit out of protest, but remember when Tumblr lost its user base? I do, because I made a video on it. Its users went from Tumblr to Reddit and Twitter, thus making those platforms more like Tumblr. Twitter is already bad. Do we want to make it worse by adding more Redditors to the equation? And Tumblr back then, despite being big, is a fraction of what Reddit is today. Reddit is massive, so a potential exodus could mean the entire social media scape changing, and most likely for the worst.